Hey guys, CG Inferno here today with a review for Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which is one of the new games that have Sega released. Basically, they're reviving their dormant IPs that have been gone for a very long time, to say the least. So in this review, I'll be mainly going over the story, the gameplay, the music, and a few other stuff as well, and my final thoughts on whether or not you should buy it or not. And before we start, I want to say a big thank you for Sega for providing a review code for this, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. Now, in terms of the story, I'm not going to dive too deep into it, but I'll just give a quick summary of what the story is about. So, in Shinobi Art of Vengeance, the player step into the shoes of a legendary ninja, Joe Musashi, whose clan is being attacked by E&E Corp, which is led by the mysterious Lord Roos. Recognizing the Oboro clan's strength, Lord Roos launches an extermination mission that nearly wipes out all of them. However, Joe survives and now is set out on a mission for vengeance to honor his fallen clan and save the world. Now, the narrative is not really groundbreaking and fans of the Shinobi series will find it familiar. While it doesn't bring much innovation to the table, it stays true to the spirit of past Shinobi titles, which is exactly what many players will expect. The game is fully voiced, adding a layer of immersion. However, it's only available in English and Japanese voicing, and I played in English for that point, and while the voice acting was pretty decent for the most part, it certainly wasn't the best, but it was far from the worst, and the audio and balancing can be a bit inconsistent. Dialogue is sometimes drowned out by the music and effects, so honestly I would recommend you guys to lower those down to have a bit more clarity when listening to the voice acting. Gameplay is reminiscent of the classic Mega Drive titles, but with a stronger emphasis on combat. Joe can at least close range combats with the abilities unlocked through the game with his sword, and he also has his kunai, which serves as a longer range tool effective against certain enemies and flying enemies specifically. There is a thing called Nimpo in the game as well, which serves as more abilities added into Joe's arsenal. These essentially allow you to break enemy shields faster or deal even more damage to them at the end of your combos. There's a wide variety of them that you can collect throughout the game. Last but not least, you also have ninjutsus, which basically allow you to kill enemies very fast, instantly, sometimes heal yourself or gain shields. Unfortunately, there's only 4 in the game. I would have liked a bit more in the game, but you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. But to be honest, they do serve their purpose. A new feature that's been added into the game is a execution mechanic. So essentially, once the enemy's gauge has been filled up, Joe can instantly perform an insta-kill on them. The way you can fill this gauge up is from throwing your kunais or landing heavy attacks. That's the best way and fastest way to deal with it, although normal attacks can help as well. Executions can be chained together as well, taking out multiple enemies in quick succession. Enemies defeated this way often drop health, money, kunai or ninjutsu energy, making executions both stylish and strategic. Movement for the game has also been greatly expanded. In addition to the staples of jumping, double jumping, air dashing and dodging, Joe now has a glide, grappling hook and climbing course that both add mobility and a variety to the exploration to the game. That being said, the difficulty in the game is surprisingly low. Standard enemies are easy to handle and even bosses don't pose much of a challenge. Honestly, I would say a harder difficulty setting would have gone a long way in enhancing the replay value of this game. But again, it might be a thing that they may add in the future, we'll just have to wait and see. But essentially the game is pretty easy to get through. The level design is more expansive than most 2D hack and slash titles. While stages primarily follow the familiar point A to B formula, many maps are large and encourage exploration, especially for players aiming for 100% completion. At times the design does feel reminiscent of Metroidvania type of games, with backtracking opportunities and hidden paths, but as its core it remains a linear hack and slash adventure. Overall, the maps are well constructed, balancing straightforward progression with optional exploration for the game. Now, with all that said and done, the music in Shinobi is an interesting one. So, I guess in some places or some of the music I'm not too fond of. Like, they're okay, but like not the best. And others I do actually enjoy quite a bit. Essentially had to go back to each stage and like listen to them without me like fighting or anything, just to try and appreciate them a bit more. Mainly because sometimes the action that's going on behind is a bit too much. So yeah, music is definitely on the I don't even know how to really explain it. It's like you essentially you yourself just have to go and listen and just like give a thought like, oh, do I like it? Do I dislike it? Could it be improved on and everything? That's the thing, because the people that like composed it, or like the people that are on the track list, like they are notable people, notable names, and you know, I've heard their works before and they're really good. So in this one I was kind of surprised that some of them were a bit lackluster, but it's not to say like, you know, it's bad, it's shit or something, right? But at the end of the day, I felt it could have been a bit better, but it's not to say that it's the worst soundtrack out there. But yeah, it's definitely on the lower side. You know, I was expecting a bit more, but you know, there's a few notable good tracks in there, but for the most part, yeah, it's a bit lackluster to say the least. Now, in terms of replayability, there is really not much going for this game. So once you do finish the main story, the content is pretty much limited. You do unlock a boss rush mode and an arcade mode, but beyond that there's really not much to be playing. Now if you're going for 100%, of course you're gonna have to play these because there's trophies tied to them, one being beat boss rush mode, another doing arcade mode with all S ranks, and another doing a no hit run on like one of the arcade stages, which you probably do like on the first level because that's like the easiest one to do on, more or less. But apart from that, yeah, the game is pretty straightforward. There is DLC that is coming out for it. I'm kind of curious to see what they will do with that, but yeah, maybe they could have added in a hard mode as well for it. I mean, they could still add it in. I've said it beforehand. I do hope they add it in, you know, maybe give some variety, change up the level a bit, but you know, maybe that might be a bit too much work for them considering how big the levels are. But hey, you never know in this day and age pretty much. But yeah, in terms of replayability, it's kind of there, but at the same time, unless you're going for like 100% or bragging rights, or you're doing some speedrun challenge or something, yeah, there's really not much, you know. Once you finish the game, that is pretty much it. With all of that said and done, we basically come to the end of the review. So essentially, I would say Shinobi Art of Vengeance has basically made a solid return for Joe Musashi. While it doesn't push the series into a new territory, it delivers a satisfying mix of action, exploration, and nostalgia. The gameplay shines, though the lack of difficulty options and underwhelming soundtrack do kind of hold it back from some sort of greatness. For its fair price, however, I could still honestly recommend the game for anyone that's interested in it and who's been on the fence about it. And with the DLC coming out, maybe there'll be even more replayability as well. But you know, that just remains to be seen on that end. Well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I tried to keep it a bit short and sweet compared to my usual ones where I go on for like 15-20 minutes sometimes. And yeah, let me know what you think about it, and I will see you guys in the next video.